There's a changing of the guard underway at Levi Strauss company, the denim powerhouse. 2 weeks ago, we learned that longtime CEO Chip Bergh will be retiring next year, with President Michelle Goss, formerly the CEO of Kohl's, taking his place effective January 29th. Although Bergh's sticking around as vice chairman until the official retirement date in April, and then as a senior advisor until next November. This has been in the works for over a year now, when they brought in Michelle Goss to lead Levi's brands, along with the company's digital and commercial operations. And she's taking over one of the best-run apparel companies in America. So let's take a close look with Chip Bergh, the president, outgoing CEO of Levi's, and Michelle Goss, the president and next CEO, who's joining us from CNBC's One Market Studio in San Francisco. Mr. Bergh, Ms. Goss, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. Great to be here.
Great to see you again, Jim.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Chip, you've been the head of the company since 2011. A terrific time at the historic Levi's. What have you been able to do with the brand over the last 12 years that you're most proud of?
Well, it's been a great run, Jim, and 12 and a half years have really flown by. But, you know, I think probably the thing I'm most proud of is I'm leaving the company in a very, very different place than it was when I got here. The brand had lost its way, and we've put the brand back at the center of culture. And arguably, the Levi's brand today is stronger around the world than it has ever been. And our foundation and our fundamentals are all really, really strong. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to look back, and the thing I'm going to be most proud of is a very successful transition to my successor, Michelle. And I'm super excited about leaving the company in really, really good hands with somebody who's got the capabilities and the skill set that's going to take this company to the next level.
Well, let's go to Michelle. Michelle, you could Kohl's, you could do any job. Why did you pick Levi's?
Well, first off, let me just say it's just such an honor and a privilege to be following this guy, someone who I've had deep respect and admiration for. We've known each other for more than a decade now. And I mean, Jim, it's Levi's. I mean, it is one of the most beloved and iconic brands in the world. It's a business and brand that not only does great business, but also does it the right way with the culture and values and how we take care of our people and communities and our consumers. And then the opportunity. I mean, this business and brand has been around for 170 years. It was the 150th anniversary this year of the 501, as a matter of fact. And to have this much legacy and heritage, yet as we look ahead, so much opportunity. I mean, as I came in, Chip and the team put in place great strategies, which is about putting the brand ahead of everything. Second, DTC first and making that pivot to become a retailer. And third, diversifying our business across channels, brands, categories. All of those are working, and I see lots of opportunity going forward.
Let's go with your latter point. On the last conference call, you talked about making it more of a lifestyle brand. Can you please explain that to our audience who may not be as close to the apparel business as you are?
Yeah, you bet. So I think we would all say today that Levi's is famous for jeans, for denim bottoms. And as we've traveled around the world, let me say I've seen firsthand, we've gone to more than 15 markets, that in many of these markets, Levi's is much more than that. And the way we describe it is denim lifestyle. And as a matter of fact, over the last decade, even under Chip's leadership, business like tops has more than doubled. And we're just sort of at the beginning chapter of what can be, as people think about Levi's as truly an apparel brand, or what I'd say a denim lifestyle brand. Now, what that means in practice, Jim, is first you go to where you have the authority and how people love you, which is around denim, head-to-toe denim. So that's denim shirts, denim skirts, denim dresses. And I would say, as someone who's a woman, I wear a lot of things besides jeans. And today, we're very underpenetrated in categories like denim skirts. And that's just one example of, you know, how we really see this massive unlock to pivot the company from being known as jeans to being truly a denim apparel lifestyle company.
Right now, Chip, what you've done to be able to make it for what Michelle's talking about is be able to provide us with Levi's wherever we want it to be, whether direct-to-consumer or wholesale. But one thing you've done, there's 5 of them, but this most recent one sounds great, the House of Strauss in Mexico City. Can House of Strauss be in every kind of cool city that we want to go to?
Well, I don't know if we're going to put it in every single cool city, Jim, but the House of Strauss is a capability that we landed upon, and we really leverage it for center of culture moments that we can turn into great PR activation. We were down at the House of Strauss in Mexico City when the Giants were playing there back in April, And it was an amazing activation, and we got, hundreds of millions of impressions just from one single event. So we do have 5 House of Strausses around the world, and we have the potential for a few more. We've got a new one that's going to open in Paris ahead of the Olympics next summer. And we're really excited about how the team activates around the House of Strauss.
But, Michelle, are there some areas that you think are dramatically underpenetrated that can be terrific? A lot of people are discovering, including you, that India turns out to be insanely good once you're in the culture. It's very hard from 30,000 feet, but are you discovering that maybe India should be a central point to sell Levi's?
Absolutely, Jim. I mean, the international opportunities for this brand and this business are incredible. Like I said, we traveled the world this year, more than 15 markets. And in markets like India, it feels like we're just getting started. I mean, it's a relatively small business for us today. The brand is on fire. It's a youthful population. It's a big population. And that is one example of a market that has tremendous upside. We made 3 trips to Asia this past year. And in every market we went to, whether it was the Philippines or Thailand or even Japan, China, you name it, we're just scratching the surface. And not just Asia, but Chip was just talking about Mexico. Latin America is another big growth market for us. So that's one of my key priorities. It has been for both of us. But as we transition, international expansion is going to be top of the list as we think about our growth prospects going forward.
All right, now it's clear Michelle knows what she's doing, Chip, but what have you passed on to her in the last year that you're most proud of?
Wow. I think probably, the board, if you step back and think about succession planning, the board was really, really insistent that whoever was going to be my successor needed to come from inside. And I give her a lot of credit for the humility that it took, the humility and the courage to join as a sitting CEO, to come in as company president, to spend a year working for me and learning the company and the culture and everything else. But I think probably the biggest thing that was really important for Michelle to understand was the culture and how we activate around our values. And, we are a company that has a long track record of not being afraid to take stands on important issues of the day. And Michelle is wired the same way as I am, and has worked for companies that are very, very activated as well. But it was important for her to kind of see it from the inside and how we operate that, how we work with the board of directors on when we are going to take stands, and kind of experience that firsthand before she's actually sitting in the chair.
Well, Michelle, I want to talk about that because there's this whole new rise of let's just call it the Shein economy, where I thought we had gotten rid of them. I thought that when Chip took me to show how clothes are really made in terms of being able to preserve the environment and keep dignity involved with the people who make the product, this new stuff seems to get antithetical. It's like a throwback. Can you stay on course that Chip has put you on for the environment and for worker dignity?
Oh, 100%, Jim. I mean, this is, again, something I knew about the company coming in. I've had a year to study all aspects of the business, including our sustainability efforts, our values-based approach. I mean, I love, for many years, we've talked about driving profits through principles, and I'm 100%, I'm 100% signed up for that. This is a company that's been around 170 years, and challenges come and go, but we've stood the test of time, and that's all been through growing the business, but growing it in the right way. So could not be more aligned with the way we grow our business.
Now, I know you've been in for a while now, but give me what you want to do for, say, the first 100 days. What's most important?
Yeah. Well, we talked about a couple, which is continuing to accelerate our international growth. Second, this enormous opportunity we have to grow categories, but do it thoughtfully through the lens of denim and Levi's. And then I'd say the biggest thing, Jim, is pivoting the company, this transformation to operating this business as a wholesale denims bottoms business to truly an apparel lifestyle retailer and become a best-in-class omni-channel retailer. I have a ton of passion for this. We're already a retailer today. It's more than 40% of our business. We see that growing to 55% and beyond as we grow this company to 9 to 10 billion. And there's tremendous opportunity. I mean, we all get really excited because there's nothing like having that consumer right in the center. And when you're in retail, you get to interact with that customer every single day. and understand what their needs are at. And so we are rewiring the company. I mean, a great example is our go-to-market. I think we both say today it's too long. Our go-to-market, how we develop products, is 12 to 15 months. It has to get a lot faster so we can be faster, more responsive, more agile, and more efficient as we do these things.
Well, I bet you,
Jim, this whole pivot, this whole pivot to direct-to-consumer first, I mean, we have always been a wholesaler-first company, and it is a key reason why Michelle is absolutely the right person to take this company forward. She has almost 30 years of really deep retail experience, and we need to make this hard pivot. Now that we really are a retailer, 40+% of our revenues, we need to make this hard pivot to really run the company as if we were a vertical retailer. And that's the skill set that she's going to bring that's going to help take this company to the next level.
All right. Well, Chip, you will be very missed. Michelle, welcome. I don't want to say aboard because you've been there, but it sounds like you've got all the right plans, and I can't wait to talk with you about the next 100, I don't know, how about another 150 Levi's? Why not? Why can't it be like that?
Absolutely.
So Michelle Goss and to Chip Bergh, thank you so much for coming from San Francisco, but really coming from Levi's. Great to see you guys.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, buddy, be back after the break.
Coming up, dress for the job you have? The workplace apparel player is looking spiffy after earnings. Cramer's got the CEO. Next.